The Masters of the Universe film, um, they were able to do some pretty incredible things with that. What they did do was is able to they were able to manage the nostalgia, um, but also in such a way that they um, they also mind this gap. Like they're trying to bring in new audiences. So like 15-year-olds and stuff like that are not going to remember that, and they probably won't even have been shown that either, so they don't have a new way to get into He-Man now. I know they did do a new animated version. I don't think that it super took off, but they've attempted to kind of reboot it for audience in several kind of ways. But let's just say that you're from the original content, um, that you're not part of any of these newer waves, and that all you do is remember this old content, old title, and that you have not like revisited that recently. They had a way of bringing this new content to those people in a very good way. Um, they use humor to do that. And then these new situations are just hilarious. But it was very hush hush to me. I did not even know there was a new movie coming. And I didn't see a lot any advertisements. So I'm not part of like any new hype or anything. But in this wave of me um, going to the cinemas again and hoping to see new films. It is one of the newer films available right now that actually looks appealing, and there's just something there that I thought would be good for entertainment. So I went ahead and took a chance on it, and I'm glad that I did because I I haven't had a chance to talk about it anywhere else, but for me, cinema storytelling is changing. What they're doing to appeal to new audiences um, is changing. So with this change, I really really love the intro a lot of this film. Um, I just thought it was brilliant while watching it. I was highly entertained, and it has a way of like breaking a lot of different molds. Um, Now, after certain parts, they got back into like a standard that I'm familiar with, and possibly a little bored with, but kind of like the Marvel dynamic where some scenes are just I might have cut some scenes short, but they had a way of extending in certain areas and then not moving fast enough in certain areas for me. But I think that was just a me thing. I was tired, and but overall, though, it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was very funny. Certain parts about it, I didn't know would happen or would exist. Like, for instance, Idris Elba is in it. I didn't know he was in a new film. Um, but Idris Elba was in it, and he's one of the main characters. And man, did he do good in his part. I love this part. I love this character. I love so many things about what they did with the story. Oh man, they do this, and what I mean about the storytelling is there's always like an attachment that you make to the character in the first few minutes. That really needs to be done, and it needs to be done well in order for you to have this psychological attachment for the long run during the duration of the film. And this film is actually pretty long, so um, you want to get seated. You want to get bonded pretty quickly with the characters. That way, you care for the long run, and you don't get bored or put out. But I won't give too much away. I will just generalize, but they use um, they use like fathership as like the attachment. Everybody, well, a lot of people can relate to having a mean father, and they are in a feudal time, so the father is right in his path to make his son bold and a warrior. Um, but obviously, we see how he handled like a 7-year-old child, and man, is he mean to is he um, unnecessarily mean maybe, but I remember writing down in the theaters, like why are fathers mean to their children, and the inevitable answer came in the film, and I was able to respond to myself, and fathers are mean to their children because they have to be protectors for their children, and this is like a simulation. When fathers are mean to their kids, they're showing you on a simulated spectrum, on a simulated scale, that the world is going to be mean to you, and you're going to have to be able to handle it. And in just a few amount of scenes, you understand very quickly why he is the way he is to his son. Um, but man, is it just so good how they introduce the character to this world, how they sever it, how they bring it all together into one cohesive story is just such good storytelling. Whoever the writer was, hats off to the writer. The actors did an amazing job. The story is so good. You can just tell why they wanted to redo this, like why they're involved with this project again. Because if you were a lover of this tale, which I was, and then I introduced it to my kids too. They probably don't remember, but a lot of people who, if you had Netflix, you got to watch Sheena the Warrior Princess and stuff like that, and you forget that He-Man and Sheena like were cartoons that were like back to back, and actually I think they co-starred in some of each other's adventures. But great content. You if you, to revisit the origin stories and how they tell the origin story again was very powerful. Um, but yeah, you should go see it if you have not. It is definitely not something that you do not want to miss in theaters. It is very bold. It's a large tale. I think the cinema time was like 2.5 hours. But yeah, how and why this is happening for this character, I think you'll enjoy um, it, how it's told, how it wants to reveal its own nature to the current populace, in this kind of like whole new way. I mean, they're using like humor and like blatant kind of like um, idiocy to tell the tale. It is unique. I think it's very modern, but it's actually very, very cool too. But yeah, go watch it, enjoy, tell us what you think.